Hello everyone! This is Running on Empty Food Review. Well, hello ladies, gentlemen, and everyone watching. Welcome one and all to this newest edition of the Running on Empty Food Review series. I'm your host, the Report of the Week. Thank you for checking in. Well, it's been a couple extra days since the last video. Usually I get them out a little more promptly than this. But I am alive and well. I am here in the flesh. A few people were expressing their concerns. They were wondering if after that scathing review that I did of those fries, if I was taken care of, as they say. But evidently I am here on my own accord at that. And all is well. You're not going to believe this one. I mean, you're not going to. You're going to sit here and you're going to think, Review Bra, you liar. You're pulling my leg. You know, you're gonna think, because this is so ridiculous sounding, and it seems so inconceivable that I know it's gonna sound like a joke. I know it's going to sound practically impossible. You're just gonna have to take my word for it. Would you believe that Taco Bell, Taco Bell of all places, released a new item? See, I knew you wouldn't believe it, but they did. I mean, I have it right here in front of me, so I hope you'll be able to see that as the proof. But yes, Taco Bell actually released a new item. And because we obviously know that's something that they never do. It's not like they pump out a new release every other week or anything like that. So they did the inconceivable. They actually released a new item. And what item did they release? Yeah, that pause was for dramatic effect, obviously. They released their new Cheesy Dipping Burritos. Now, this as a concept actually is pretty interesting, and as far as Taco Bell releases go, I don't want to say I necessarily have my hopes up, but I'd say there is a chance, a non-zero chance at least, that this might actually taste alright. This is sort of... It harkens back to the Grilled Cheese Burrito that they had. I think they actually still have it on their menu. They released the Grilled Cheese Burrito several years back. It was one of the few items from Taco Bell that I've consistently given good scores. It can be a bit messy, it could be a bit oily and greasy, but, in the end, as far as Taco Bell goes, it was actually consistently good. And it was very well received by the vast majority of Taco Bell consumers, so much so, one of the few items that they actually put on the menu permanently after introducing it fairly recently. So you're going to see the comparison almost immediately. The Cheesy Dipping Burritos essentially are like mini grilled cheese burritos, and you can get 2 of these for $6, and you can dip them in the sauce. And depending, of course, on one's appetite and how ravenous one is feeling, you can regard it as an appetizer, you can regard it as a snack, or you could regard it as the whole meal. So now let's get into the details. The Cheesy Dipping Burritos. Again, you get 2 of them for the price of $6. You could get them with either chicken or steak. So you can get them either with their famous filet mignon. Obviously, Taco Bell only delivers the best quality steak. This is gourmet stuff we're talking about here. Or you can get their Cantina chicken. I decided to go with the chicken because that seems to be the one that they're promoting the most. Inside, aside from the meat of, again, your choice, is a 3-cheese blend, an avocado ranch sauce. The exterior of the burrito is wrapped in the grilled cheese. See, this is very similar to the Grilled Cheese Burrito, it's just smaller. And then, for dipping, they give you Chipotle sauce that you can then dip the Cheesy Dipping Burrito in. 2 for $6. This is what they look like. So there's the 2 of them. Or in Spanish, you could say dos cheesy dipping burritos. There they are. Packaging is similar to the grilled cheese burrito. The cheese, I would presume, is on, yes, the underbelly of them. There they are. They're actually, look at this. They're conjoined. They're conjoined by the grilled cheese. This is a miracle. Look at that. They're fused together. This is unbelievable. The only thing saving this one right now from plunging into the abyss is the grilled cheese. Imagine that. This is insane. Never thought I would see anything like this, but there it is. So, you could see, though, that they're small. Again, with the grilled cheese there. Well, now I'm going to have to do the unthinkable. I'm going to have to separate them. Like so. But because I'm holding them, the fate of this cheesy dipping burrito has been saved. It's spared. All's well there. And now perhaps you can get a better look at it. And I will hold it up like so to get a thumbnail shot as well. Just in case. I could always edit the colors if needed, but hope you're able to get a good look at it anyway. All right. Oh, and I forgot to show you. See, in here, that's the Chipotle sauce for dipping. So, first I'm just going to try it straight up, see what it tastes like, and then of course I will dip it, and that'll be that. Cheesy Dipping Burritos, 2 for $6 from Taco Bell, the chicken edition going in. So last night I was going out and had to take some garbage out to the garbage bin. And it was one of those nights where the elements, I mean, mind you, were very... It was cold, it was windy. It wasn't really pleasant. But it needed to be done. So... I set foot outside. And I put the garbage in the garbage bin. Yeah, see, you were all waiting for a punchline. There was none. Just telling you that I took the garbage out last night. Alright. Tried a few bites of it without the sauce. Now I'm going to try a bite or two with the sauce. As per Taco Bell tradition, I got some Baja Blast. All right. So, there are some items, this being one of them, where it's obvious the purpose of the item is for it to be dipped. You know, and I'll give you an example. There are some items, for instance, this goes all the way back to years and years ago, to McDonald's, back when McDonald's had the chicken selects on the menu. You know, these chicken tenders that, they looked pretty good on their own, don't get me wrong, but when I tried them out, something was very obviously missing flavor-wise. They were just far more flavorless than I would have expected based on their look. However, when paired with dipping sauces, that's when the potential really came through. And I draw that analogy because that's very similar to how the cheesy dipping burritos from Taco Bell are. You look at them, and you might think, well, you know, these already sort of look like the grilled cheese burrito. They apparently have sauce on the inside, etc. So they may be so good, you know, that they don't even need anything for dipping. However, as I was trying them, they were very unassuming and not necessarily flavorless, but they weren't teeming with flavor either, I should say. And then as soon as I tried them out with that Chipotle sauce, it was like a night and day difference. So, quality-wise, and I've wasted probably almost 12 minutes of your time so far, so if you want to know, they're good. And that's the review. But just understand, the sauce is what makes them good. So you need to get them with the sauce. Understand that. Because as I was trying them out, you know, I took a bite and I could immediately taste the chicken. There's actually a good amount of meat in them, surprisingly. I know that could be hit or miss as far as Taco Bell is concerned, but this time around there actually was a good amount of meat. First, you know, bite I took, there was a big piece of chicken in there, and, you know, it's sort of cubed chicken, I suppose, for lack of a better word, but, you know, the quality of the chicken isn't actually that bad. It was actually pretty flavorful. There is definitely that oily, cheesy element, considering that there is a 3-cheese blend on the inside of the burrito, and then you have the grilled cheese wrapped around at least half of the exterior. So, you know, it is cheesy, it's oily, there's the cheese internally and externally. However, I wouldn't describe this as being overly cheesy, which is interesting given the namesake, you know, cheesy dipping burritos. There are many more items on the Taco Bell menu that far more cheesy than these, I will say. But again, that's not to say that these are totally absent of cheese either. Look, there's cheese on them, and you're going to taste it, you're going to notice it. However, again, the cheese isn't necessarily so overwhelming that that's all that I could taste, you know? That's what I'm trying to say. It's just not the cheesiest thing I've ever had. You know, so eating it, though, it's just not the most flavorful thing in the world. Again, it doesn't taste bad. The quality of everything there is all right. The avocado ranch sauce, you could sort of taste. It's there, but just not the most flavorful thing in the world. That's trying it on its own. Then I dip it in the Chipotle sauce, and like I said, the difference is like night and day. This sauce, I say with no exaggeration, pairs perfectly with the flavor profile of the cheesy dipping burrito. It complements it, like I said, perfectly, to the point where you just have this nice, flavorful spiciness to it, you know, as well as this little sharp note to it likewise, but especially the spiciness, it goes so well with the chicken. It goes so well with, again, the cheesy elements that are there to it. It complements the cheese, but I think it helps take away some of the oiliness that's there as well, which is excellent. And, yeah, this really adds to it. It definitely enhances all of the existing flavors while providing, again, an additional, a very flavorful spice to it as well. It's not that the spice is overwhelming or anything. That's why I always say, you know, you have the items that are so spicy that all you could focus on is just how spicy it is. And then you have the items that are spicy, but it complements it in a meaningful and flavorful way. And this Chipotle sauce is definitely the latter. So, it complements it so nicely, gives it a nice spicy kick, moderates out the oiliness, again, of the cheese, and it actually makes it quite flavorful and quite enjoyable. However, there is one thing that should be noted, and that's just the avocado ranch sauce that's inside the cheesy dipping burrito. Again, it's not the most noticeable thing in the first place, but once you dip it in that Chipotle sauce, you don't really notice the avocado ranch sauce after that fact. It sort of gets drowned out. That's the one thing with these that you can't really taste after you utilize the sauce. However, to me, I don't really see that as much of a negative because the avocado ranch sauce from Taco Bell isn't always the greatest in the first place. But no, they're not bad for what they are. Definitely similar to the grilled cheese burrito in many ways. Quality is good. There's a good amount of meat in each one. Like I said, they're okay on their own, but definitely utilize that sauce. The Chipotle sauce is made for these practically and complements it so nicely. So therefore, they're slightly overpriced. Two of these small things for $6. Shouldn't be that way, but it is what it is. However, quality is good. I'm happy with them. You gotta get them with the sauce, though. Otherwise, it's not worth it. Get them with the sauce. You won't regret it. Out of 10, therefore, the cheesy dipping burritos from Taco Bell. They might not be overly cheesy, but they're good. They're enjoyable. Sauce makes them. Out of 10, 8.4 out of 10 is the rating that I would give them. 8.4. So get them while the getting's good. Good for snacking or perhaps a meal in and of itself. $6 for two of them. That's all that I have for you. Thank you for watching, and until next time, I'm your host, The Report of the Week.